I think that's the first time we've opened a door from the inside. A little weird to do that. Yeah. Welcome back to the beginning of the game. Now let's let all of the other sacrifices out, and then they'll fight with me. They're all like crumbling to dust, like mummies. It's a room consisting entirely of like a dozen dead children. Or dozens of them. It's really alarming. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh yeah, one shot, one kill. One shot, one kill. One shot, two kills. These guys are really weird because they can flap around like they're birds, but they aren't. Oh, they're me. They're hornhead boys. Yeah, they're all dead. Nope, not all dead. Oh no, I'm killing all the people in this room, aren't I? This is what I'm going to become. Well, this is depressing. Oh no, I'm not looking. You might catch me off guard. Please chase me. Thank you. They look really funny flapping their arms to fly like the bird ones do. But they're just annoying children that are dying now. There you go. Yeah, they're definitely programmed around whether or not you're looking at them. How am I missing them when they're right there? I swear my weapon's passing straight through them when they're behind me. None of them have even landed a hit on me. Nothing about this works out for you guys. You give up or you thirsty for more? How did I miss him? He's right there. Do I have to like make them stop spawning? Do I attack their sources? They're glowing. Or are they all glowing? Am I making them glow by defeating them? Or making them stop glowing by defeating them? Or were the same ones glowing the whole time? We're at the point where it's going on long enough that I'm wondering whether I'm doing something wrong, and it's just an endless series of enemies. Alright, let's just go to Yorda. These guys seem to be a waste of time. Well, that's not a good sign. Can't hold her hand. She's still a statue. He was not in that position when she dropped me, because her hand would have been below the rest of her body, so she wouldn't have been able to be put on a flat surface like this, because her hand would be sticking down because she was holding me. Okay. I'm back in searching for something to do mode. Where am I? Let's climb. They go back to her. That side's pretty glowy. Is this side any more glowy than it was earlier, or less glowy? Am I making progress? Am I supposed to do something? Oh, there's a lot of them. Yeah, it's from the beginning of the game. The room might be more glowy. Maybe I am making progress. It's hard to keep count. They don't even attack me, do they? They just, like, taunt me. I'm not touching you! I'm not touching you! I'm not touching you! Mom, make him stop! I'm not touching him! I think your best chance is right when they land. I think he might be the last one. Oh yeah, it was lighting up another one every time I defeated one. This room just has so many that it felt like it was endless. That and the fight primarily starts out of line of sight of all of these, so you can't see it happening. I haven't actually noticed a single one light up. I've just noticed that collectively more of them are lit up. Okay, I don't even know where he is. I'm just gonna wait for him to come to me. If you're gonna be a dick about it. There's one more still. No? It must just take a while to light up. Oh no, the only way to save her is to put myself in the last one. There's your ending. Do you sacrifice yourself? Okay. Yep, you can't even grab her hand. Like, try. Alright, Ganon, let's go. Yeah.
わしもうなのに生き返んじゃ。にかぎなこいいよくし。
His horn snapped. Does that grow back every year, or... Wait, if you wanted him to just leave... Oh god. Wait, oh, circle, right. Alright, I was trying to press the grab button. That's the button you would use to grab, or Yorda, not the sword. If you wanted him to leave, why'd you show yourself? Oh god, where'd it go? This is pretty funny. Oh no, my sword. Yep. That's what I was afraid of. You get hit by it up close, you turn into stone. You better find your sword literally every time, immediately. Might be a pain. Well, oh. Those pillars implying you can hide behind them? Shit, I didn't see where it went at all. These do work. Yeah, the camera was so close I couldn't see where the sword went at all. There we go, we got a system now. I can always run to those pillars instead of trying to find the sword. Much better. I figured I should wait each time. I don't know. I feel like swinging the sword doesn't reset her timer. That was close. That was close. Am I doing this right? It's not very successful, admittedly. Nothing's changing. Good. Where the fuck is it? All the way back there. Shit. She's doing it really often now. Was that out of range or something? Or is it is there like a number of hits you can take? Damn. Well, that's a grim ending. She's probably dead. And he doesn't really have anything to go back to either. New game plus starts, you now have to beat the game again, but it's the crumbled version of the place. It looked like it was going to collapse into the ocean, like it was just going to be gone. Or she's like, at worst, just dead or gone, and at best, like she's what, like the spooky ghost phantom guardian of Atlantis or something? Once the entire island started going down, it's like, oh, okay, well that's that's it then, right? And he was the outcast of his tribe. They meant to kill him, so there's not, I don't think there's a lot of reason to think they're gonna just like not wow, the AI was only made by 2 people. I don't think there's much reason to think that they were gonna like just not, like they're just gonna like accept him now. His horns broke off, but there's like a few things there. One, like depending on what kind of species or whatever, like things with horns, sometimes they just grow back every year. Actually, no. Do horns grow back every? I think antlers grow back every year. I think that difference in name might be somewhat indicative of how they actually work. How horns might not grow back, but he still has like. I don't think he's gonna suddenly not have horns and like blend in with society or anything. He's gonna just have horn stumps now. I don't know if there's like if they just explained it all somewhere outside of the game or not, but going by the game alone, there's definitely a lot of interpretation involved, figuring out what's going on with the narrative. Because you're clearly being sacrificed, presumably to... They either see the Horn kids as some kind of omen, or they think that they're like the marked ones that need to be sacrificed to the evil lady, most likely. But you definitely wonder, like, why was Yorha here? Or Yorda. Yorha's from Nier Automata. You're like, why is Yorda here? And I think we originally saw her up in a birdcage, and she was like a dark phantom. Then she looked like Yorda, like, afterwards when we came back or something. I guess none of the other sacrifices ever broke free, and nobody else really did. So that was like, we were the first ones to discover her or something. But yeah, unlike Shadow of the Colossus, we were not on a mission to do that. In fact, until the ending part where we jump back across the bridge, you don't even necessarily have a reason to think that he necessarily is dedicated to saving her so much as needing her to get through doors. So that the ending, the climax, is what confirms that he wants to save her. But everything past that point just doesn't work. He doesn't actually... Oh, we'll see. Is there more? He might have overcommitted to that jump. Holy shit. Gameplay. We're back. Well, now what are you gonna do, buddy? I take it you don't really have much going on for you, like, as far as, like, family goes. Or anyone that's willing to take you back in. Unless they see the destruction of the place as like some kind of sign. Oh? I guess she lied. She even seemed to be like skin colored instead of just glowing. She seemed to have some approximation of a regular amount of bloom instead of super bloom. That was neat. It was good to finally see what ʻiːkoʊ was in its entirety. It's got like a couple points of frustration. One is just the combat in general, and that it's just like... it just kind of fucks with you. Like, the enemies like to keep out of range and be irritating to hit, but then they can snatch up Yorda in a minute, like in an instant. And if they knock you over, then it's like, oh, well, there we go. if they finally choose to swing back at you, then they take you out and you're on the ground and you're trying to get them to stand back up, and then they just suddenly, or they so swiftly will just grab up Yorda and take off. Goodbye. And that's just, oof. Because then the chase begins, and you're like, okay, hopefully I'm just in a small, circular, boring room, because anything beyond that, it's going to become this, like, thing of, like, okay, what floor do I want to be to, and I got to make a snap decision of, like, where I think they're taking her, and it just becomes really hectic. But no, that would just be, like, a normal struggle, that wouldn't be that big of a deal, but definitely my most peak frustration was the two light towers having a part where you go really, really high up in the area, and then with perfect timing both times she gets captured, and then I'm like, how the fuck what is the, like, I'm a little disoriented right now, like, how do I get back to where she even was? But also she's currently being taken to another location that's separate from where she actually was, and I don't know where that is either, and I have to get there in like 20 seconds or it's over, and it just feels impossible. And in both cases, when I went back and replayed that level because I failed, then it just didn't happen the second time, and it's like, well, what? So I guess it's RNG, even though it feels scripted the first time it happens, or maybe they just back off. Maybe it's aware that you failed already and backs off or something. I don't know how the logic works there exactly. But usually the biggest consequence is just how far back you go when you fail. So in those two towers, it was like, okay, time to... In the first tower, it was like time to resolve multiple rooms, and the second tower, it was like time to do the really long fight again, and then go up and light all the torches, and you have to do all this fighting, and then do all the steps you did, and it's just like, I don't want to replay that fight. So the getting set back a lot and having to redo a lot of the game each time that kind of failure happened was a bummer. Not being restricted to like the same screen or whatever, but having to go back multiple rooms in many cases and redo those rooms, and sometimes they had very long fights in them. Like earlier on, there was that area where we went inside a building. I had to leave her. I had to leave her behind to hold a switch down so I could go through a door. Then I climb up and I push a block from the second floor balcony down to where she was. And now that I can hold the door closed. Hold the door open with that instead of using her. And like that area had a very long fight before you could even start doing the next area. And having her get captured midway through that, and it meant that I had to redo the entire, not only that entire like winding puzzle, but also redo the entire fight beforehand. And I'm like, ah, man. There's like it's like a certain thing where it feels like the fights are kind of kind of awkward and difficult and annoying on purpose. Like it's supposed to be this flailing struggle, but having to redo the entire, like, there's nothing that stung more than the second or third time that I had to do one of those fights as opposed to the original time. That was a much tougher pill to swallow than doing it the first time around. But definitely by far, it was the, my eyes. Definitely by far the roughest thing was just how failure is handled in the game, just being such a setback. But other than that, it's neat, and I like looking at the environment, and it's got that, like, you can see like a lot of the original Demon Souls Boletaria in here, like what would become that kind of design choice. Now it's looping again. I wonder if that's a scene you can recreate standing on that statue. It's obviously poignant. I think I heard this started off as a PlayStation 1 game, which is impressive, because they went on a hell of a lift. I think those are relatively light upgrades overall. They're mostly just the game running in 1080, almost like an emulator. I don't think they even necessarily redid the textures for these, so much like Silent Hill, this game has aged shockingly well for its age. Often speaks to doing more with less, having striking level geometry and art style, art design. And hey, these are all pretty memorable locations. I recognize these places. Granted, it wasn't an especially long game. Because you have to interact with these places so much, you definitely like remember where they are. Could you take her up there? Where was that? That was the places where you cut them down in the towers. Could you take her with you in the first tower? I don't think you could the second tower because I had to climb up a chain. I think in the first tower you had to go past the water, and in the second tower you had to go past the chain. I don't know if you could drag her around up there where those things had to get cut down. Oh well. This has been ʻiːkoʊ. It was nice to get a little short one in between these really long playthroughs. And yeah, next episode we'll see what Patreon chose next. See you guys next time.